Yeah, I like school here. We are going to be talking about how this year is going to be different from all the other years because of 2020.
I remember looking in your eyes when we talked about this full-time daycare. Basically, that was the first thought in your mind. How are we going to do this?
So I remember finding out that Springfield schools were going to be half virtual, half in person, and us kind of talking about what that meant. Are we going to keep doing before and after school, or what is that going to mean? And it seemed obvious to both of us, I think, that we had to do this full-time schedule. We had to open it up all the way, do a full day.
Just knew that we had to do something.
Right.
Because we even said it, I know Ramona even mentioned it, what are these kids going to do?
Right.
What are these parents going to do? These parents are already kind of got the short end of the straw anyway, right? It just in the neighborhood they live in and struggling anyway. That's the families we reach out to, not knowing what was going to happen to them, because they've got to go to work. They've got to still support their families. How are they going to do that if their kids are at home?
But it was pretty scary because we had no idea what that was actually going to mean, how much money that was going to cost.
One of the other things is when we call Bob as soon as we got done. Okay, and we literally put this plan together on the back of a napkin. We really wrote this down. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Scott,
Is that okay?
Is this okay? Oh, sounds good.
Yeah,
it's just
right.
Do you remember when we had to come to East Grand for school all the time?
Yeah, I remember that when I was 4. They watched after us, and they gave us a quiet place for Zoom, and they helped us connect it, which our dads or moms wouldn't be very good at. Well, I get to craft things and make my own stuff, but I have to listen to the teacher.
And you had one father. Won't you tell kind of that story? That was really good about.
Yeah, we have one dad. He's got 3 kids that come to the program, and he's a single dad. The wife's not in the picture anymore at all, not financially or in any form, and he's also got a toddler, so he's got a lot on his hands, and he's working full-time. And he said that he had been praying for something like this, and he knew East Grand, he knew us already, he'd been coming to the after-school program for a long time, but he was just shocked that we would even consider doing it, and he was panicking, having no idea what to do, like so many other families were. They were just panicking.
Right.
And I think truly we were a godsend to him, and he has said so many times this year, I'm so thankful for East Grand. You guys keep us together, you help us out so much. And
if you think about it, as God tells us, one person, right? Plant a seed. And we obviously planted a seed, and if that would have been the only family we helped out,
right,
it certainly wouldn't have been very good for us long term.
Right.
But ultimately, that was what that story epitomized what we were as an organization at that time, what we needed to be and what we needed to do for this community.
I think it's surprising to people that we have just right here so many families that struggle financially, just paycheck to paycheck. I think that surprises people, and I think that was the biggest thing to kind of show other people that are helping us out or have helped us out in the past, that these families don't have the privilege of one parent staying at home and doing virtual with these kids. They had no options. That some of them don't have family in town. They were so panicked. I mean, the messages that I got immediately after Springfield posted of, what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna be open? What can I do? What options do I have? And they're asking me that, and I just found out too that Springfield's not gonna be open.
The game room is where you eat, snack, and sometimes we have free time. But most of the time, you learn about the Bible and what God did. And also helps me see my friends that I haven't seen in a while. Miss Nora, the girl that was working with the 4th and 5th graders, she would help us a lot. Sometimes when we were struggling a lot, she would help us figure out the answers.
The pandemic caused a budgeting nightmare. There ratio for, especially for kindergarten to second grade, the ratio should be more like 1 to 4 with virtual learning, because it is that hard
with that age group.
Because they cannot read, they cannot type, they cannot, you have to really almost be
and their
right there
attention
with
spans
them.
about that.
Yes,
Well, right.
It's so short, so you've got to be like right there with them, getting them going. And it was all brand new to all the teachers, to all of us. All the applications, Zoom, Zern, Lexia, Dreambox, all those words I'd never heard of in my life until this year.
Right.
However, we received COVID relief funds from several organizations.
We fit the need that a lot of these people that were donating money, and even the government was doing, to help out these children through this unprecedented time that we were going through, right?
One crazy thing that I remember was with Home State Health, and it was a little later, it was I think October, I got a call from a lady who had heard about our program through the radio, and so KTTS had our information. Home State Health saw it and called all these people, and literally on the phone said to me, "What could you do with $10,000?" And I said,
You
"What?"
called me and told me about that. I said, "Well,
was
there's
wild.
a what?"
Yeah, I was like, "We can do a lot with $10,000." One after the other amazing things that would happen. Like that Home State Health thing is just one big example.
Right.
But there were so many things, even like the lady that helped us figure out our lunches.
Yes.
That was huge. I mean, that was a week or two before school started, and I had no idea how we were going to feed the kids. And we were able to be more, I feel like, more generous than we really even thought we'd be able to do. We gave more scholarships than we thought we were going to be able to. We did Christmas meals. We gave every single family a big meal for Christmas. There was 3 or 4 maybe that said, we don't really need these meals. Can you give them to another family who needs it? Yeah. And even we had one parent that brought food, donated food to us to give to some of the other families. Yeah. So that was pretty neat too, to see them kind of come around each other. Because everyone knows, everyone is just, especially back then, it was still really bad. I think it's hard to, I think we forget so quickly how bad, because things have improved so much, in the last few months. But October, November, December, those were hard months.
And not knowing.
My favorite part is playing with my friends.
East Grand been helping us to learn smart and be kind and be safe and be a learner.
I don't think I ever want to go through anything like that again. No. But ultimately, I think everybody in this community come out better in the long run. And as he always does, God figured out a way to get our program to come out on the other end of it.
Absolutely, for sure. And it was a day you had to make the decision every day, or I felt that way, that I had to every day wake up and say, okay, I'm trusting. We're doing this, we're taking the next step. Because there were times, especially September, October, that I was very overwhelmed and thinking, I said to myself plenty of times, we can't do this. This is too much. We've bitten more off than we can chew. This is too much. I can't do this. I don't know how to make this work, But then realizing, like we've talked about, this was happening everywhere. Yep. Everybody was losing it. It was so hard. And that was funny because, of course, I'm struggling and we're all struggling, we're making it. But then very soon after, it was when those little grants started coming in one at a time. And every time you get one, it's like this boost of confidence. Like, we're doing the right thing. Just keep taking the next steps.
Those were your 40 days in the desert,
right?
right?
I mean, exactly.
There's no way you can make this, and you said, no, I got it. Yeah. I don't know if I got it, but I got it. Yeah. This could have broke the program, but actually, I think this is going to put us in the position where we're going to be around for another 20 years, right?
And it's so cool. Like you said, they're all right here. I mean, they all live within 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes of this location. Right. And it's so cool to just go to Walmart and I see some of our families, or, it's, you're having a lasting impact on their lives. It's not just, here's some food one time. It's, we've poured our love and Christ's love into their families, into their lives, and hopefully that will be planted and grow. We'd like to thank everyone that made masks this year or donated food or their time or their money to the program. We literally couldn't have survived this year without you. Thank you.